Now to the blues, a quintessentially American art form, one whose early masters have mostly passed away. The genre relies on each succeeding generation to renew and reinvigorate it. Special correspondent Tom Casciato looks at one standout who demonstrates that the youngest generation will not disappoint. The story is part of our American Creator series and ongoing arts and culture coverage, Canvas.
In Clarksdale, Mississippi, the spiritual home of the Delta Blues, COVID-19 has done its best to hush the vibrant music scene. But on this autumn afternoon, at the Delta Blues Museum, a local guitar hero has agreed to play a few tunes.
I was born at the turn of the century, lucky to be born at all. I grew way down in Mississippi when I heard a Robert Johnson go.
With a command of his instrument and a firm grasp on tradition, Christone Kingfish Ingram represents the next generation of great American blues artists.
Well, I'm just trying to fly and I die before I'm old.
You might say he grew up here in the museum, where he took guitar lessons and learned blues history. He scrutinized the masters on YouTube to learn their techniques.
Playing to different blues tunes, like some of the old blues standards, and Muddy Waters, Albert King, Otis Rush, Son House, everybody.
When you were a young kid, you were listening to the blues while a lot of other kids were listening to other more popular kinds of music. Did people think you were peculiar?
Very peculiar. Like, they thought it was strange as heck, man. They used to come up to me, man. They was like, man, what you doing listening to that, to that boring stuff, old stuff? And I'd be like, man, this is our history. And, I'm doing this for the culture.
Do you still know any of those people, and do they now understand what you were talking about?
I doubt it.
Others have understood very well. Ingram was heralded a prodigy as a teenager, showing skill and confidence at just 15, playing at the White House, where the Delta Blues Museum received an Arts and Humanities Award. Here he is at 17, burning up the frets like a seasoned pro. Now just 21, he says he's grown as a player.
Around the time I was listening to a lot of Eric Johnson and a lot of Eric Gales and a lot of fast, like blues shreddy type of things. And I just felt like everything that I played had to be like 1,000 miles a minute. So yeah, these days I've incorporated more feel and more slowness in my solos. But I still, try to get the youthfulness and attack, and attacking the speed of notes every now and then.
For those who might wonder how such a youthful man can play the blues with such authority, there's this.
I wasn't in a troubled childhood, but I did have my share of troubles. People in school, trying to pick at you because of your appearance and stuff like that. And not only that, going through things, there's no secret, I saw my parents, they got a divorce, and me and my mom became homeless for a minute. And that's actually when I started to dig like a little bit more deeper into the blues and guitar. All of that was just a big like melting pot for my blues. I didn't have to deal with my woman leaving me until like later.
Ingram's 2019 debut release, Kingfish, garnered a Grammy nomination, as well as 5 of this year's American Blues Awards, including Album of the Year. But he says none of that might have happened had not an older, legendary blues master stepped in to kickstart his recording career, Buddy Guy.
We get this call. Mr. Guy wants to work with you. He wants to produce an album on you because I didn't have a record.
Were you completely blown away by that?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I didn't think it was going to happen at first because, at the time, the reason why we didn't do a record because we just didn't have the funds. So he even put the funds up.
An enduring relationship was born.
Sometimes I would rather hang around older people and soak up the wisdom from talking to them than just hanging out with kids my own age or something like that. I'm digging deep to, look at the music that our ancestors paved the way for us to play. And we should take that, and embrace it.
Earlier this year, Kingfish got up on stage at Buddy Guy's Legends Club in Chicago. There, an audience video captured a telling moment. The younger man had been taking a solo when suddenly his guitar rig malfunctioned. The older one stepped in, passing Kingfish his own guitar. Or maybe that was a torch he was passing. If so, it was to a musician who plans to keep the flame burning. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Tom Casciato.
Remember the name, Kingfish Ingram. We're going to be hearing about him for a long time.